Hello and welcome. These are bets for Wednesday, the 12th of October. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, I am back. So this is the new schedule. For those of you who missed the memo, we do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights with Wednesday, Thursday, Friday selections, and we do Saturday and Sunday mornings. It's a new schedule, 5 days a week. So no selections Monday and Tuesday. So I haven't done selections since Sunday selections back tonight. What have we got coming up today? Well, we've got £15 stake. So it's 3/4 stake, 2 lucky 15s. The second one has got some additional bits on it. So they're nice, but not fairly nice and straightforward bets. Nice, easy to do. We've got the review of Sunday. And then 2 additional topics I'm going to cover on today's video. I don't want to make it War and Peace. I'm going to try and make sure I get under 20 minutes. But 2 additional topics. One is about linked to today's results, but the psychology of racing. And number 2 topic is about free bets, specifically using Sky Bet as an example, but free bets. And that's based on a conversation with Anthony, who kind of raised a suggestion and I answered. And some of you are very aware, if people ask me stuff, sometimes I can give quite long and thoughtful answers to things because it gives me an opportunity to answer it without taking up loads and loads of video time. But you have to make sure you keep an eye on the comments to see these things. This one particularly I thought was quite useful, that I'm going to share more widely on the channel for those who have not seen it. So we'll also just touch on last week overall. So Sunday was the last time we did bets, and it was a 10 on, 6-18 back, and it was a nearly kind of a day. So we had this bet. Lady Lou was a bit poor, and then Charlie Hills and Bellagio Man both ran really, really well, both second. That was nibbled into 9-1. Bellagio Man drifted to 40s, which are just unreal. That just sometimes you think you know what's going to happen in the betting market, and then like that's a drifter, and I was like, there's no way that should be a drifter. And then Torcello was really, really poor to finish us off, so it ended up with the place double. So the lucky 15 on its own scraped to profit based on that, whether you did SPs or those prices, but then the additionals didn't pay off on that bet on that day. And then we had a little side win double. Rathgar won well, and then Obey the Rules just went to the front too early, got collared near the line by 2 in a kind of bunch finish and ended up being third. So couldn't get anything on there. As I said though, those bets, that I don't do them often on the channel, but 1 in 5 times on prices like that, they usually come in more than 1 in 5 times. I say usually, there's a bunch more stats behind it, but statistically you need it to come in 1 in 5 times in order to make profit from it. It has got a lower profit margin than what else we normally do. Okay, so where does that leave us? So as far as last week, it ended up being a really great week. So we had third best day, and it was third best week overall. So channel stats had it as up 383. And so for the month, we are over 400. So it's just, at the moment, it feels like we're in a really nice period. So those who've been watching a long time, we've had periods where you just feel like you can't hit anything. And then at the moment, I think confidence feels high for viewers on the channel. And it feels like you can win every single day, but clearly we're not going to. So yeah, I mean, I always am evolving what I'm doing for the channel and for my own betting. And when I say evolving, just constantly small tweaks, reviewing things. I look at results. I look at results for races where I wasn't anywhere near to see what did finish first, second, third, or fourth. What can I learn from those results to inform me for next time? So, some days you just accept the short price horses win the race and they come second, third, and fourth, and there's nothing you can do about it. And they were the best horses. Other days you can see what you can learn from it. So I'm constantly making tweaks about how I'm doing the bets and selections, and I say tweaks, I mean tiny things that most people won't even notice, rather than like massive changes to what I'm doing, because I'm often led by the types of races and the selections I find to inform the bets I'm going to do each day for the channel. But yeah, it's been a really, really good period because we're up 400 for the month at the moment, and we're only 11 days in. September we were up over 400 for the total for the month. August was just a tiny loss month, and July we made over 400. So it's been a really good period. If you've only been watching for those 4 months, you'd be well ahead from anybody watching for the full duration in terms of percentage wise. So just been really, really good. So, I'm warning, we are definitely due a downturn. When it will come, I'm not sure. I kind of, with your weather, that's what should hopefully keep us ticking over. I think the other stuff might get a little bit inconsistent. So we'll see. So can't complain about the figures. We're in a good place. And projection for this week is 3/4 stake for Wednesday. Probably similar Thursday. Friday will be a bigger day. I'll probably go more than full stake if the field sizes hold for Newcastle and Dundalk on Friday night. And then Saturday we'll see, because it's Ascot Champions Day. There's only one decent handicap on Champions Day for at Ascot, and then it's what else we've got to go with it. So we will see. All right. That's some stats. That was the results. I was going to mention, before I go into today's bets, just mention, and I will do this, and the only time I won't do it is if I'll mention results Monday and Tuesday that I haven't done. We haven't put anything on the channel. In some regards, just to kind of reassure people you're not missing out on anything. If we were missing out on anything sort of large jackpot I thought of that, and I probably just would forget, I wouldn't mention it because it's going to be unhelpful. But Monday's results, I put up on the review in the comments, there was 28 races Sky were covering on Monday with extra places, and if you scale that down, it was Bet365 covered 20 extra place races, Coral 15, Paddy 11, and they're some of the better ones, so less than that. So it's a real good clear point how many extra places Sky were offering. That being said, I had a little scan over the horses, and I actually wouldn't have done loads for the channel. Although there was lots of extra places, I didn't like the value knocking about on Monday at all. And had I done bets for the channel, I think it might have even been a complete strikeout. I didn't do bets, so I don't know exactly how it would have gone. But I can tell you from what I was looking at, and kind of, I did a few bets myself, but I think I might have struck out completely on Monday. Today, on Tuesday, would have been a very, very different story. And I want to kind of use it as an illustrative point about the psychology of racing and how you can end the day with people having completely different emotions with the same results. Because I know what my main 4 races would have been for today's selections, definitely. And really interestingly, Carl put in the comments how he got on today, and he had some mixed results, but he managed to get some nice results on some of them. And coincidentally, whether Carl's just been watching the channel far too long, a lot of those horses I would have been on for the channel. So I'm going to kind of highlight what I would have probably done for the main bets of the channel. It's a woulda probably. And the punchline would have been, Sky would have been really happy at the end of it with the profit and loss. Everybody else would have lost. It would have been one of them kind of a days. But if those of you watched the stuff today, you'd have noticed there was two races at Punchestown. Bit decent field. Sky were paying 6 on both of them. A lot of other bookies were 5. I'd have gone heavily on those 2 races, particularly the first one. There was a ton of value in that first race, and I had a short list of 4, probably I would. I know which ones I'd have put in the lucky 15s, and I know I'd have done the rest in cross doubles with the other Punchestown race, and it's one of them where I think it was 2 50-1s, a 33-1, and a 20-1, something like that. That would have been it. So people would have got excited looking at it. And the 33-1 got backed into 11-1 and ran a nice race and then faded like a stone. And you'd have thought, surely it dropped like 22 points in the market. That was the worst one. 2 of them, one fell and one got unseated. Both were running really, really well. So people would have been pulling their hair out. And then the last one, that snagged 6th at 50-1. So if you were Sky, you would have started a lucky 15s and cross doubles with a 50-1 place. And if you were anyone else, that horse basically was running in 4th or 5th and faded, and you'd have been really, really knocked off. So same result, completely different emotions based on that. In the second race at Punchestown, there was 2 I liked, and they came 6th and 7th. No good for anyone unless you were Sky bet. You'd have got 6th. And therefore, for Sky, you'd have been sat on a cross double, 50s and 12s. I think the SP was 10s on the 12-1 shot, but it was 12 in the morning. So Sky would have come out with a nice cross double. And then in Lucky 15, those would have been 2 together in Lucky 15. So Sky would have been getting super excited. They've got a Lucky 15 with a 50 and a 12 place. The next race at Punchestown also, there was a horse I really liked, 33s in the morning, backed into 14s. It placed outright third. So at this point, if you'd have been with any bookmaker, you'd have had one place and you'd have thinking, I've missed out on two that faded. That would have been really annoying. If you're Sky, you're going to get massively excited because you're on a 50s, a 12s and a 33s and you're thinking, this is dreamland, we're going to hit another big one. And the last leg, Tangled at Newcastle, which messed up Carl's bet too, that got done in a head bobber by a head. It was 5th and 4th paid out for quite a few bookies. And it was 20 to 2s in the morning. So if I'd done a video, that would have been the price would have gone out. And so yeah, you've end up with a lucky 15, 50s, 33s, 12s, and 22s. That would have been the main bet for the channel, but it didn't. It got done by a head. So it would have been a really nice place treble for Sky. So Sky would have done all right out of it. But everybody else would have not done. But the thing with it is, I want to illustrate, because I don't want to kind of say, oh, look, you could have won a nice day, because it wasn't hundreds we would have won. It would have been a nice bet, but it wouldn't be hundreds. The point is, there would be some people who would see that result and who would have won, that would have been delighted that they won. And that's it. That's all they care about. There would have been people who would have lost, who would have looked at that and gone, I'm actually quite happy for that. At least I know other people have benefited. Those are the two mindsets that I would like people to try and have where you can on this channel. That either I'm happy with what I've got, or I've seen others have won, it hasn't worked for me today, because it's swings and roundabouts. The other way of looking at it is, look at those people over the fence and go, wow, aren't they arseholes because they won and they've got a Sky Bet account and I'm restricted, or I haven't got a Sky Bet account. That's one type of attitude that will exist. And the other one will be one absolute sickener, that fourth place. So if you were on a Sky Bet account, you could have come out of that thinking that would have been over £500 for a quad place for a £6 standard bet, and I didn't get it. Now, same result, 4 possible outcomes, and what I want people to try and remember is the last 2 outcomes do not help you at all. They might just be natural responses, but there's no positivity coming with that. It doesn't help you go on your daily life, and you have to get used to the fact that some days it goes your way and some it does not. Clearly, this whole thing's theoretical because we didn't have any money on, and nobody won or nearly lost or nearly won or whatever else. Hopefully that makes sense. Right, crack on with today's bets. Here we go. Got 2 lucky 15s. This one, I think people might expect me to go hard at Punchestown. There's a race paying 6 places and there's a couple of others. I wasn't a fan today. Yes, the Tuesday race, the first Tuesday race, I really liked it for value, and I was borderline of not even putting this in the 6th place race. So Sky are paying 6 on this race. Other bookies are 5. But sometimes you just look at it and you go, there's lots of horses. And there isn't in this that I liked. So 245 Punchestown, Bellani Gem 7s, 320 Punchestown, Curious Times 11 to 1, 350 Wolverhampton. I've got 2 in that race, and that was the race. It was a standout race for the market. Got that wrong. They priced it up wrong. So a Rafe Jan 9 to 1. It's much nearer the fairer price. It was bigger than that. And then 5 o'clock Wolverhampton Kitten's Dream 14 to 1. Straightforward 20p each way, lucky 15. That's bet 1. Sky best for extra places definitely tomorrow on this bet. 365 or Coral are your next best. They're both same terms. Coral will give you best price guaranteed the night before as well. That is bet 1. Bet 2, main bet for stake. So my second horse in the 350 at Wolverhampton, Mumcat. That was massively wrong to start with. It's still wrong. It will go single figures, I'm sure of it. So I'm hoping we can still get on at 12s tonight, but it was 18s in places when that market opened. It was just completely wrong. So people will latch on and that horse should go off single figures. 457 Kempton, Brunel Charm 14s. 6:30 Kempton, we're going Love Dream. So back 3-4 weeks ago we hit a nice treble at Kempton. Love Dreams was a middle leg. It's the middle leg of my Kempton trio tomorrow at 10 to 1, and then finishing off on this 7:30. I have to put this horse in. It's a silly price if all you were doing is basing it on last time out. It ran really well. Before that, the form was terrible. Historically, when it was younger, it ran well on the all-weather. But I can't believe that price because it's a massively inconsistent horse, so it should be a big price, but not that price based on last time out. So I can't think that price isn't going to go. So Musteer 66s, 20p each way lucky 15, and what we've got there is a 75p each way single on Musteer and a 75p each way double on the first two Kemptons, Brunel Charmer Love Dreams. So again, Sky Best 365 or Coral Next Best, £9 you bet. But most bookmakers across the board are 4 each way. So just have a look to make sure if you put the single, get the best price as long as it's 4 places on that one. Okay, that's our £15 bet. The other last topic I was going to mention was free bets, Sky Bet particularly, to illustrate the example. So yeah, Anthony made a point about how to use the Sky Bet free bet, and those of you who've got Sky Bet accounts, as long as you bet £30, if you follow the channel, you will do in a week, you get a £5 free bet every week. Lots of bookies tend to have these sorts of offers, and I think we talked about this a long time ago, but it changes all the time about what the offer is, and importantly when you have to use it. Sky Bet still don't have a time limit on the free bet, which is massively helpful. So what bookies rely on is people who live in their accounts who basically run out of money, top up, run out of money, top up, run out of money, top up. And some of you will have spent a lot of your time doing that kind of thing. The free bet, basically, what most people's go to is, oh, I've got a free bet, I'm going to use it. And you use it on Monday racing, which is generally the weaker day of the week for racing in terms of value. It's not normally a great day. 2 schools of thought. One is, don't use it on a Monday. Save it for the best opportunity in the weeks, which normally comes on a Friday or a Saturday. Option 1. Option 2, even better, don't use it. Save it. Save it for something really good, like a big festival week. And just keep them topping up in your account. Don't imagine it like it's your money. It's your special fund for when you've got a busy day or a busy week where there's lots going on, and then use them. So rather than think, oh, I've got a free bet, I've got to use it, Sky don't have the time limit, save it up. Things like Paddy used to be able to save up Paddy ones, but now they say you've got to use it in 7 days, and everyone's a bit different. Betfair do a standard thing where you bet £10 on multiples and you get a £2 free bet, and then every now and again they do a special offer that says at the moment £10 bet on multiples, you get a £10 free bet. I think they did it at the weekend. The catch is you have to use it in 48 hours. So you're betting on Saturday, they don't give you the free bet till the bets close, and therefore you've got to use it on Sunday or Monday, which they will do an offer like that when they know Sunday and Monday racing might be a little bit weaker. So just watch out on any free bets like that when the time limit is, if there is one. Skies may change at some point, but right now, no time limit. Save the bets for something decent and special. Don't fritter it away on a Monday horse that's sort of not even half good. Because it's what they rely on. They imagine that most people who get those free bets waste it on a Monday on something not very good. That's why they give it to you on a Monday. It makes sense. So it might be that it's 7 days a week and there's a nice linear time. But yeah, it makes sense to them to give it to you on a Monday because it's the day they least worry about often. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. As usual, anything else you want to know, shove it in the comments. I'll be back tomorrow night. Similar amount of betting is what I imagine, as I said, and then Thursday night's video for Friday selections. I'm expecting that to be a busier one if Newcastle Dundalk fields hold. All right. Last thing before I go, I've left the Just Giving page open. People were adding bits in, so I'm leaving the Just Giving page open until this weekend. So I'm going to close it on Sunday night this week. So if anyone wants to put anything else in the Just Giving page, bowled over. There's like over £1,200 in there now, which is amazing. Some people said to me that actually, if you donate, then your address is registered on Just Giving, then the Injured Jockeys Fund actually write to you personally to thank you very much for your donation, which I think is incredibly kind. I don't know if that normally happens on Just Giving pages, but I just think that's an incredibly decent thing to do. So Just Giving page open until this Sunday night coming. So I will shut it on midnight Sunday night, whatever. All right. Thanks very much. I hope you were all doing well so far and you haven't just blown loads of money on Mondays and Tuesday racing. And I will see you tomorrow night. Thank you very much. Bye bye.